Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am back. This time we're talking about Ramadan tips for Muslim educators. That's right. Reaching out to my brothers and sisters who are working in the educational field in the United States. We care a lot and we focus a lot, as we should, on the needs of Muslim students in the system. But very rarely do we talk about what we experience and what our needs are as Muslim educators. And especially during Ramadan, it can be isolating, it can be difficult, it can be challenging, it can be overwhelming as you're in school and you don't have a lot of time for worship. So let's get right in there and unpack some of these tips that will keep you on track this Ramadan. First thing that I want you to do is inform your admin in writing. If they don't know that you're Muslim, we'll talk about that in another video, inshallah. But if they do know, and they knew that Ramadan is coming up, or they're excited about it, but still you think, okay, they're cool, they know what's going on. No, inform them in writing. This is the month of Ramadan, and I'm writing to inform you that during the month of Ramadan, these are my needs. I may have to leave a little bit early. I'm not going to be able to take on any extra X, Y, and Z. I will be praying at this time during the day in my classroom or in another class at this particular time, especially if you have after school PLCs or professional development. I'm going to be late to that. Give me 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes so that I can pray in the afternoon, and then I will promptly be at whatever club, PLC, professional development. Put it in writing, send it out to everyone. CC everyone that you don't even think needs to see it, CC them. Okay? Do that. Next, morning and afternoon adhkar. Get that into practice during Ramadan, after Ramadan, on your way to work, in the afternoons, especially if you have duties. Write down a couple of dua and, go through them while you are, bringing your students to the cafeteria, or you're picking them up. You're picking your students up, or they're silently working on an activity or doing their writing, whatever the case may be. You're at your desk. Just slip it in very quickly, silently to yourself. Start scrolling through those dua and get in that time where you are consciously saying, okay, this right now, I'm going to focus on Allah. Morning, afternoon, adhkar, very, very important to supplicate at those times. And you definitely want to do that during the month of Ramadan. Don't miss out on your morning and afternoon adhkar. So that's really important. Next, we want to talk about how to fit in reading the chapters of the Quran, especially if that is something that you've always done. How are you going to do it while you're teaching throughout the day? What I've always done is use those apps. YouTube has many, many, many different reciters. The juice is already broken down for you. So you can just choose juice 1, juice 2, juice 3, whatever day we are on, and listen to it again when you're doing duties, when you're, bringing students down, or you're during your prep periods. Students are silently working. You can definitely pull up a Quran app and start reading silently to yourself. Do not, I'm telling you from experience, do not wait till you get home or at the end of the night to try to fit everything in at the night. You're going to try to fit in your, tarawih, try to fit in, cooking, try to fit in, reading your Quran for the day. A little bit at a time throughout the day, but by the time you get home, inshallah, maybe you'll only have a page or two left to read. Just plan and organize. We are efficient at that. We are efficient at multitasking. So utilize that for your deen as well, inshallah. Next, again, use those prep periods, PLC time, efficiently. You already inform your admin, this is Ramadan. These are the things that I need to do throughout the day. And I'm going to be using my prep periods for prayer. If you haven't done that, make sure you're praying during your prep periods. Okay, I'm going to lock my door. My door is locked at this time because I'm usually praying at this time. PLCs say, you know what, just give me a run over, or I'm going to be late for this PLC, because we already know sometimes PLCs usually are a waste of time. So I'm coming in a little bit late, or I'm going to leave a little bit earlier so that I can get back to my classroom and have a little bit of time to do the things that I need to do during Ramadan. And this is going to be for 29 or 30 days. And this is an official request because this is for religious purposes. Put it in writing, let them know. Prep periods, PLCs, don't bother me. Okay? Next, and we've talked about this before, but this can be, instead of just long supplications, dhikr during your duties, right? If you have lunch duty or you have bus duty, whatever the case may be, or if you're on the higher ed and you have prep times, use that for dhikr. Really quick dua that you can say, or really quick supplications, dhikr, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah. Go right through that while you're doing that. Grading papers, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. So again, while you're doing what you're doing during your duties, you're also pushing in some remembrance of Allah. Pre-made meals. Again, this is important because you don't want to be, rushing home, trying to make dinner, trying to, read Quran, trying to get the kids, to pray, finishing homework with your own kids or whatever the case may be. Pre-made meals, especially if you have like a long commute. Salads, sambusa, samosa, soups. Even like, bag up your chicken. If you eat meat, bag it up, season it, bag it up, throw it in the freezer. Season up turkey, ground turkey, any type of minced meat. Season it, throw it into a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer so that you're just pulling it out and working with it. Rice you can make ahead. Even if you want to make something like flatbread, you can do that very easily. Self-rising flour, you guys, I don't know if you know this tip, self-rising flour and a little bit of Greek yogurt, mix it up, pat it into little, circles, and then freeze them so that you're not coming home having to, one, think about what am I going to cook, so you have a couple of meals each week in there that you can just really just pull out and preheat and get it onto the table within 20 to 30 minutes, inshallah. Don't overwhelm yourself with cooking. If you're working and teaching every single day, the last thing that you want to be worrying about is cooking meals when you get home. So pre-made meals on the weekends is a game changer. And it doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. Just, cut up some potatoes, throw some corn into a bag, put that in the freezer so that you can pull it out on the weekday. All right? That's really going to be a game changer. Another thing, last thing that we're going to talk about, saying no and not taking work home. You shouldn't be doing this anyway. And always say no. You don't have to always say yes. But definitely during the month of Ramadan, say no. Can you? No. This is Ramadan. And just keep reminding them, Ramadan, I don't have time for that. I can't volunteer for that. Don't take any work home. And one way that you can not take work home is not to assign extra work during the month of Ramadan. That doesn't make any sense. Cut back on the take home work, cut back on homework, cut back on projects, save it for the month after Ramadan. Go light, go light, go light, go light. No lesson planning on the weekend. Try to get that in there wherever you can. But stay easy. Focus on yourself. Yes, you are an educator. Yes, you still want to do your best. But you know that, you're going to be tired. You are going to be fatigued. You're going to maybe even have that Ramadan headache the first week. You're going to have